Well, hey, thanks for your patience there, drinkers. I want to thank everyone for hanging out for just a couple of minutes. Of course, Mr. Derek Putnam, fresh off, and I use fresh. As you can tell, my voice is still not all the way back as well, but fresh off of FL2K. Everyone here on the show tonight is fresh off of FL2K. Of course, I've got Chad Fegley, the runner-up of the stick shift shootout, the elite class, the fastest class. Ended up taking on Cletus in the finals and came up a little short, turned the thing up too hard and rattled the tires, but drove the car out of the trailer, drove the car to the lanes, drove the car back in the trailer. And yes, it is live action. Yes, definitely. Mr. Dash, thanks for tuning in. A bunch of my regulars, you guys are awesome. Yes, we had a little bit of pre-show drama. I spilled a beer. That sucks. And Chad he blew the speakers out in his computer, and I just said jam into Ozzy. I don't know what he listens to, but I'm going to find out very soon. But this is the dude that was kind of in the middle of the drama, the stick shift stuff. Chad is the man, dude. And he ran his first 6-second pass. So we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about how he ran out of fuel pump in the process, by the way. That thing has a whole lot more. Carl Steamy, he has his pants off, and that's great, and I'm for it. We may as well do it. He did just have a buddy pass, and I need to do a shout out, and I freaking forgot his name, and I hate that. Hold on one second. Hold on. That's Dino Cardilla, and he's been on the show, and he's the only guy ever to pass out on my show. He's a good friend of mine, and I dig on that guy a lot. His wife finished the show. It was good. But Kevin Fangman's the dude. He has been on a bunch of these drag and drive deals. May that man rest in peace. And a quick one for him. There he is, Kevin Fangman. He has a great story on the RMRWers page that he put out from a drag week where they killed a hot tub. It was ridiculous. It's not, but it's great. May he rest in peace. But you guys, this is going to be awesome. Tonight is going to be crazy. It's all FL2K all the time. That show was absolutely off the chain. If you missed it, you missed out big time. I think you can still go watch the FL2K25 broadcast if you go get Freedom Plus. Shameless plug to those guys. They hired me. It was awesome. I had a blast. I sent them an invoice today, and I haven't gotten an email back that said, "Are you crazy yet?" So I'm going to assume that they're going to pay me, and so I'm in. It's going to be absolutely awesome. That was fun, and I got to talk to Chad and a bunch of other people out at FL2K. So if you want more of me, I don't know why you would. Go check that out. Next weekend, I am at Mod Nationals. That is at South Georgia Motorsports Park. It was all overhead cam Ford stuff forever and ever and ever. Open to all Ford powered, period. Push rods, Barras, 7.3 Godzillas, EcoBoosts, whatever you got. It's welcome at Mod Nationals. Also, what's cool about Mod Nationals this year is the 530 class is open to all engine combinations, as are a couple of the no time classes. But you do need to be invited to the no time classes. So don't just show up. If you have a no time car and you're going to be an SGMP next weekend, it's going to be awesome. World Cup is also in 2 weeks, and there's the stick shift brewingness happening as well. I can't wait to talk to Mr. Fegley about it because, like I said, he was the dude in the middle. They keep talking about the red Corvette. This is the dude with the red Corvette, but he's also a dude that has been drag and driving this thing for quite some time, and he's a dude that beat Garrett in stick shift in drag and drive. That was on race week 2021, I believe. But we'll talk to him about it. We'll also talk about his sordid past with welded shut G-body doors. in circle tracks, and we're going to go talk about that as well because I'm a G body guy, and the welded door circle track G bodies. It makes me want to just give you one of these in the kisser. But in Lincoln, Nebraska, I think that's what you do. You roundy round race. So yeah, it's going to be sick. And Finnegan and I might do a grudge match at Six Smokies. Okay, for some money. All right, I like on that. If you guys haven't been following along, Rich Guido has his car turned all the way up. He's got the 1,000 cube Pontiac under the hood and like a 185 millimeter turbo. It makes like 9 million horsepower and it's 7 million pounds, but he's got that garbage way past his cert. So I'm here for it. Good for you. I've also seen that he's pulled out a 3rd gen. That'll be fun if he puts a Pontiac motor like that motor in that car that's 1,000 pounds lighter. Yeah, dude, it's going to be awesome. Can't wait. But that said, let's talk stick shifty stuff tonight with Mr. Chad Fegley. That's Cool Drink episode 85. Let's kick it off, y'all. It's going to be cool. You're going to be one of those guys that's going to be like, I had a stick shift before that crap was cool. It's going to be BC before Cletus. Here we go. The second baddest dude in stick shift in the world right now.
Okay.
We'll take it, right?
I'll take it. Yeah.
We'll take it.
Absolutely.
Holy moly. A runner-up at FL2K Stick Shift Elite, right?
Crazy, yeah.
And we were talking out there, just the names of dudes that were on the ladder, on your side of the ladder, and not even just to your side of the ladder, but the top side of your side of the ladder. It gave me goosebumps. It was cool. It was cool to watch that happen, man. So congratulations.
Thank you so much. It was definitely more than I ever imagined it would be, for sure.
And 6999. I mean,
just squeaked her in there.
That 6 is I mean, that my buddy Steve is 70 like 706 or something like that. And of course, Cletus has the 70 curse as well. But yeah, you just PB 6s. New combo for the Corvette. Tell folks about the newness.
So it was single turbo before, and decided that the radiator was in the back, and it functioned pretty well on the drives. I fought opposite of what you would think. It would always run hot above like 60 miles an hour. It was some weird airflow deal, and I tried ducting and all kinds of stuff, and it worked, but I had to fight it. And so I finally decided I wanted to be like my hero, Rich Guido, and I wanted to drive to some of these events, and I couldn't do that driving 55 mile an hour. So I decided to change the whole thing up, go twins, move them back, and get the radiator back up front. And man, now I can drive 90 mile an hour, 170 degree coolant temp. It's amazing. So that was the reason for the change of the combo. And I'm super glad I did, because it's a powerhouse.
And on top of that, a mechanical roller.
Yeah. Originally wasn't.
BTR.
That whole picture there is hurtful, because that's when it broke, and that's when we went to the solid roller. And it, in hindsight, I mean, there's no reason that I was worried about the solid roller on a race week deal, you know,
like the maintenance.
Yeah, the maintenance and lifters and whatever. But with what I picked up in power and everything, I feel like now it's a no-brainer, you know.
Well, and honestly, I think the lifters right now are still better, unless you're paying big money. And I mean, the solid rollers are big money, but unless you're paying big money on hydraulic rollers, like with the, you know, those Axle Oil Johnsons, they're kind of rolling the dice. Otherwise, like all the, you know, $300 lifters, in my opinion, are kind of garbage.
Yeah, no, agreed, for sure.
So, you know, if you get rid of a bunch of variables, that helps.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And it's, I got a good set of lifters in it. So I'm hoping with keeping an eye on it and everything that I won't have any issues. But
And what rockers are on it?
T&D steel shaft mount.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I
So
tried to do everything the right way. And that's why it was so unfortunate when it broke on the dyno that day, just because, it was a new combo and I really didn't skimp anywhere. I did everything that I was supposed to do and still had a failure, which is disheartening for sure. But sometimes that's part of the game,
What's the rest of the motor combo?
The risk?
No, what's the rest of it?
Oh, the rest. 427 LSX block, twin 88 comp oilless. I've got another block that I originally wanted to use. That's an aluminum block, LSR deal, but I had a failure with that 2 years ago, and so it's been stuck to the side as
Sitting
well.
in the corner,
yeah,
thinking about what it's done.
Right, exactly. It's in timeout.
right.
And otherwise,
the
Frankenstein
oilless
heads,
turbos.
Frankenstein intake.
Okay, you got Frankenstein heads and intake. I'm sorry.
Yeah, F310 heads.
Okay.
Their intake, and man, they make a ton of power.
And the oilless turbos. I at first I was very skeptical because I had a buddy that ran them in the back of a C5, and he didn't grease them enough, and it was a nightmare. And he ended up moving them to the front and having to redo everything. But I think those have come a long way, and I think if you really take care of them, they're good.
Yeah, I was worried as well, and then Joey had them on the beater for a long time, and he was having just such good luck with them that I called him and I said, I've got a drag and drive car. I'm really worried about how they're going to work. And they're like, Chad, we wouldn't worry at all. But if you're worried, get the water cooled ones. So I have the water cooled ones on there, but man, they've been flawless. So you just got to keep them oiled, keep the grease in them.
For folks that don't know, it's got a grease zerk on it. You pump grease into it, and
on the drag and drive is part of my daily maintenance, like from switching to race to drive to race is shoot grease in it and then
shoot a pump of grease in there. And yeah, exactly. And it's not unlike a journal oil type turbo. It just doesn't have oil.
And that's about the lines, and it's amazing.
Yeah, there's no drain. There's no. It's no crap. You can. It's easy. No feed, no drain. And with two, that's a bunch of half of the plumbing crap, which is
for
awesome.
Sure. Yeah,
which is awesome.
Yep.
And no failed seals, and to have them leak and do all
no
crazy crap.
And
totally. So I love them. It's cool to see other see dudes using them. I like I said, the local guy to me that had them that just didn't take care of them kind of gave them a bad rap. And then once I started seeing people really doing well with them, it was like, that's smart, whatever.
Yeah.
And Rich Guido says solid rollers for the win. Tight lash on the street is key. The gap will grow quite a bit on the drag and drive type stuff. So I'm maybe going to try some voodoo, like a solid roller lifter on a hydraulic roller cam. So
I was originally going to do that when I was switching over to solid roller. I was just going to run the cam that I had and do that deal. And I did some research on it. And then I got thinking that I'm here to make horsepower and let's just do it, so got a hold of BTR and Nick hooked me up, and man, I'm super, super happy.
My only deal with it is I already bought springs and I don't want to rebuy springs. So I was like, I can run those springs with a solid lifter, but my less aggressive cam ramps, and I'm going to ask it to do some RPM. So we're going to give that thing a go.
Heck yeah.
We'll see how it goes. But Monday through Friday, you run the Shop Inc. And when you said Joey, you're talking about the Beater Bomb, Joey Heichel, and you've got some history in that kind of Lincoln, Nebraska, like eastern Nebraska kind of world with those famous dudes that kind of
are from that area
around and realizing that you could do cool stuff. What was that like when you realized, like, oh, these punk kids actually are doing some cool stuff? Like, that's got to be kind of neat.
The first time I met Joey was, I don't know how old he was, but we were racing go-karts at a track in Omaha, and he had to have been 17. You know what I mean? So it's weird just to feel like the old man of the group, but to watch the progression and to be a part of some of it. I mean, obviously Joey is insanely smart, but I mean, I've been there to help with the dynoing and bouncing ideas off of and doing stuff. And it's been amazing to see the progression of his career from then to where he is now is crazy.
And I mean, showing slips after FL2K
Like,
with,
who would have thought that you would ever see a time slip that Joey would show? Like,
dude.
it's so crazy.
And but well, I just think at that point it's like I can't not. It was 408
406
or 6, yeah, 406, and I mean 190 or something. I mean
183. And 4 days previous, he was backside racing. You know what I mean? Like, to go from backside racing to 406 and 5 or 6 passes just shows the talent that he has.
Pretty spectacular.
Yeah.
Pretty
sure.
and showing slips, like how what a crazy deal. And then of course Sketchy Vert.
Sketchy Vert. Yeah.
That was one of your
Sketchy Vert's amazing. I mean, he's had his ups and downs with that car. We've got it squared away now. And that's one of the thrills about going to Florida to race is he lives in Florida now. So
right. And then you got like a built-in like cheerleader.
Yeah, it's a party and they're amazing people. And it's just it makes if I have a choice to go racing, Florida's always at the top because I know I can go hang with them and have a good time, you know?
Yeah.
And then Sketch Me introduced me. Well, not introduced me to, like, I knew of Kyle, but he's basically got me the in with Kyle and being able to build the unicorn.
Yep.
You know, it's crazy how it all just progresses and builds off of each other, and you got this huge community around you. It's amazing.
Yeah, totally. And then you kind of get known in this little, this little world, this little piece of the world with these people that are up and coming and doing cool stuff, and that's kind of a cool deal to just like it's like anyone that's in the trades, like you're driving along and like my buddy Steve, he's like his buddy. He just did a drag and drive with his buddy Charlie, and he's like, I stuccoed that house. I stuccoed that house. Like that's kind of the, like, I helped build that car and I dynoed that car. And, that car's got sketchy this and whatever. Like, that's kind of cool to just be part of that thing. And
absolutely.
At that time, was that when you were chopping up G bodies like a heathen?
It's weird. So I dirt raced for a long time. And I mean, in hindsight, I realized that my business is more focused around drag racing, but so I drag raced a lot in the late 90s, right? The funny thing about that picture of that dirt car was I had sold that. That was my old drag car.
Oh, okay.
I had sold that to, that one. That was my old drag car from the late 90s. Had a big block Oldsmobile in it. Ran 1090s.
Okay.
And,
NA?
Yep, NA. Back in the day, that was back in 97, 98. Like that.
Yeah, so I mean, 1090s was fast, especially if it was like a street car.
But it was a high compression, like race.
Yeah, hard to drive, big cam.
Yeah. Sold it to a buddy of mine, and he sat on it for a while. Then we got into dirt racing, and then we bought it back and cut it up and made it into a hobby stock, which set up some pretty nice G bodies in my time. Which I'm a huge G body fan too. I mean,
I get it. That's what they did back in the day. They had that 7.5-inch 10 bolt, so they weren't really like a good drag race car, and no one really did like a easy bolt in other than circle track guys. I mean, IMCA stuff was great, but you had to hog out everything.
A ton of them, So I drag raced to like 97, and then got into dirt track racing around like 99. I raced a modified midget, which is like a 600cc motorcycle engine in a little sprint car.
Okay.
Raced that for a year, and then moved up to the 360 sprints. They're obviously 360 cubic inches, like 750 horsepower, 1,300 pound car-ish deal. Raced that for 4 years.
Are those wing cars or those
wing cars? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, wing cars. That was around the time I started my business, and it was busy and hectic, and didn't need to be wasting money on sprint cars. So I took some time off, and then got back into the hobby stock stuff, all the G body things for a lot of years.
Right.
And then fell into the Corvette, and then started racing drag again, and that was it pretty much.
When you started your shop, was it like general repair, or were you high performance as soon as you started?
When I first started my shop, it was just general repair, and I live on an acreage outside of Lincoln in a city called Eagle. So I had my shop in the town of Eagle, really small town.
Of course you do. Of course you live in Eagle.
So started in my shop in Eagle and was there for a couple years, and then moved to the shop where I'm at now in 2004. So when I had my shop in Eagle, it was just automotive repair. When
Okay.
we moved to the shop in 04, we teamed up with a guy that had a chassis dyno.
Cool.
So that's when we started the performance stuff, and then it didn't really work out with him. Different personality clash, lasted 6 or 8 months. So then bought the dyno that I have now.
It's same dyno, same.
He had a dyno jet. That's
Okay.
what was in it. So when we split up, we ended up buying a Mustang dyno.
Okay.
And then, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago, I ended up buying the dyno jet that he had also. So I have 2 dynos at my shop now, the original dyno jet and the Mustang dyno.
Okay. All right. And the crap, what the hell was I had something right on the tip of my tongue, but I got to know what the hell is going on here.
So isn't that sexy?
It's something.
So we lost the burrito challenge. So did you ever watch the 10K horsepower wars deal? Okay.
Yes.
So this burrito was like 5 feet long.
Right.
And for a little guy, I can eat. And when they said burrito challenge, I'm like, fuck yeah, like, we're going to eat this fucking burrito, you know? It was horrible. We sucked so bad. They gave you the option of drinking, I can't remember what it was, some liquor, which I'm not a big liquor guy, so I didn't do that. Or I don't know, it was super sweet. You couldn't, it was, God.
No way.
Thinking about that burrito now makes me want to vomit. It was horrible. So we lost that challenge. So we had to wear these tummy shirts because we lost that challenge. And I'd say we wore them pretty well, I think.
No, I think you look great. I mean,
yeah, Joe is sexy as shit right there.
I'm wearing my Mickey Thompson shirt because you're wearing a Mickey Thompson shirt.
Heck yes, right on.
And also, I got a Mickey Thompson shirt at FL2K. So shout out to those guys. My official, unofficial evening sponsor, as well as Motion Raceworks, because I'm wearing their hat. Just happens to be that way. JP Designs, yes. Solid rollers have way more aggressive ramps. They open the valves quicker in lower lift areas, and it lets a whole lot more air in those lower lift areas where the valve actually spends the majority of its time. It may have the same gross lift numbers, but if you look at it like on a profile, they're like solid rollers almost look square.
Yeah, like straight up and down almost.
Yep, exactly. And a hydraulic roller has a lot more kind of point to it. So yeah, the solid roller opens the valve very quickly and aggressively and holds it open and then closes it aggressively. It just, yes.
And in my case too, when I went to the solid roller, I also gained 100 thousandths of lift.
Wow.
Which my heads really like because that's where they really shine, right? So not only the duration wasn't a whole lot bigger, but like you said, the effective duration was because it opens it so much faster. Mm-hmm. So even though, the numbers were close,
right?
It's a huge different profile.
Yeah, the duration at 20 is like everyone kind of looks at the 50 numbers at 50 thousandths, but at 20 it's way bigger, and at 100 it's way bigger.
And realistically on mine, so the day that it broke, I was super happy with the power. 30 pounds of boost. It made like 1630 to the tire.
Okay.
Before it broke. Super happy with that. I was ecstatic, right? So then we fixed it. I put the solid roller in. So the only differences were it was a 418 before. I had to make it a 427 because when it broke, it hurt the bore. So we had to put bigger pistons in it. So I made it a 427, put the solid roller in it. And at 30 pounds, it made 2,000. So it picked up 350 wheel horsepower. Now, granted, some of that was the valve train was not stable, obviously, before, because that's why it was floating the valves and having problems. So some of that is that stability issue, but
totally
still to pick up that much power is
well. And when you're talking percentage, it 17 plus 300. I mean, it's a huge number.
It's crazy.
A huge number.
Crazy. I was I couldn't believe it when I was dynoed after it was fixed. It was insane to me, but
that's incredible. Yeah. That's incredible. How much RPM do you spin that thing?
So since I was limited on the boost that I could do, so it was kind of a shit deal, right? So limited on the boost I could do. So I had to find areas where I could try to go faster. One of those areas was let's try to rev it more. So going into FL2K, Um, 8,800 is where I was shifting at.
Okay.
Leaving FL2K, it was at 9,100. So
Okay.
we gained some. Did it help? I don't know, because the problem is since my fuel pump was doing weird shit, my fueling was all over the board, so I couldn't trust my flow numbers to see if it was still using fuel or not.
Right.
I haven't had enough time to look at the data to see what the G meter showed, but I'm guessing the G meter is not going to be real accurate just because it's fallen off so much at that point anyway that it's going to be minuscule. So I need some more testing to know if it wants to spin that high, but I figured, shit, we're going to give it a shot. You know what I mean?
Well, and it's still a 4-inch stroke, and there's a ton of dudes with like 408s that rev those things to the moon.
Yeah, I'm sure if John Wishman's listening, sorry, buddy, 9100, he's probably shitting his pants. But
yeah, I told you.
Yeah, he's freaking out. But I'll check the springs really good. I put bearings in the motor before I left.
Okay.
I'll check them again. It's got a really good crank in it, but I've been fighting the last couple of years the center 3. It's flexing the crank enough that it puts some really weird wear on the bearings, like 2 and 4 will be inside of the 2, so you know that it's flexing.
Yeah,
and the thrust
right in the middle of it.
Yeah. So I've increased some oil clearance, and I just keep an eye on them. And it's not hurting the bearings; it's just wearing them weird, and it stresses me out. So I'm kind of particular on just verifying that it's good now. So I'm looking
little
forward
extra
to seeing,
clearance, little thicker oil.
Yeah, how it looks.
It's all good.
Yeah,
just run it. It's fine.
Oil pressure never changed, so I don't think it's a problem. But I feel like if I do neglect it for a while, it could become a problem. You know?
Right.
So.
Is this the same car as this car?
It is. So that picture.
Well, that's your customer, right?
That picture was taken before I bought the car. I was tuning it for my customer in that picture.
Right. And this was a pro-charged 800 horsepower stick deal?
Yep, back then. So he bought the car new and then brought it to me with 800 miles on it. It already had a pro charger on it.
Wow. So someone bought it, put a pro charger on it, put 600 miles on it or whatever.
Yeah. And then brought it to us. We did a fuel system and a clutch and a whole bunch of other mods to it. And at 800 miles. And then I bought it from him at 2,200 miles. He didn't like the way the E85 smelled.
Okay.
So he said he was going to go trade it in. So I asked him how much, and he told me. So I picked it up, and in hindsight,
it's the same exact car. Like
that is the car. So I put the Holly on it 2 years ago, and my dash shows 7,760 miles. So since then, I've done like 3 drag and drives. So it's probably got maybe 10,000 miles on the car.
Wow.
So in hindsight, like looking back, I was an idiot. I should have just found a salvage title and done it. But
like the caption in this is, one of these days I'm going to own one of these.
Yeah. And that's so crazy, Adam, because yes, one of these days, and then to have it, like it's just
you
a dream come true.
That
you know
one.
I mean? That
like
one.
That's and yes, I get it. Like it's a low mile car, and people will say you ruined it, but I love it. Like I love it, you don't have to, it's got great paint. It's got, like all of the stuff that you want it to have, it's got, and it's the car that you wanted. And like, that's my buddy, Steve Wolf. He wanted a 2-lane blacktop car forever. And a American Graffiti car, 55 Chevy. But they're post cars, and he found a hardtop car 30 years ago and never jumped on it, whatever, finally got the opportunity to buy that hardtop car, and he owns that same car that he's kind of been chasing for 30 years, even though it's not a sedan. He doesn't care. It's his car. He's been chasing it. It's that same deal. Like, he could restore that car, and that's the one to make all the money, but he's going to put a hood scoop on it, little, 2-lane blacktop hood scoop, and that's what you do. So
at the end of the day, whatever makes you happy, you know what I mean? And
do it.
There's times I feel like I would have been happier knowing that I didn't cut up that low mile car, but at the end of the day, too, to see the progression and where it started and where it's at is pretty freaking cool. So.
Cars are meant to be driven. Drive your shit. Please, please, please drive your shit. It's not having sex with your wife so she's tighter for the next guy. Like, that's not the idea. That's, go enjoy your stuff, dude. But it's funny. It was cool looking through that, and I was like, that's got to be the same car because it looks identical.
Yeah,
and then shows your like progression, like you lowered it, and You like then it shows it with slicks on it, and is that sort of just what happened? You just started kind of racing the thing, and next thing you
Yeah,
know,
so back
here you
then with the
are.
Pro Charger on it, it had a F1A on it back then.
Which is a big. What year is that?
Pretty big. 2010. The car's 2010.
Okay, so it had an F1 in 2010, which is that's a what 1100
Yeah,
horsepower
it
blower,
made 800 and some.
but the blowers
Could've.
can,
Yeah.
you know.
So, I don't remember what it ran with that blower on it. I updated it pretty quick to an F1X, which I know blowers, people love them, all that. Man, the problems I had with belt slip, kicking belts, the stick shift on the rev limiter on the two-step
It
would knock
wangs
the
that
belt
it
off.
wangs the
Yeah,
limp
it's
or
just,
the tensioner and
yeah,
kill
God, it was
it's
freaking
hard. It's
terrible. Yeah,
hard with stick shift stuff.
it
It's
was
hard with
tough.
anything,
Yeah,
honestly. Like Matt Frost is going through it right now, switching his car back to turbos, and it was if the blower wasn't exploding, it was the drive, and he's got a crank drive on his, so it's
right.
different. But I get it. I had a blower on mine. It was the same deal, belt slip, and
It's
it
just a
sucks.
constant battle, constant
Right.
battle. And the way that the F1X was on there with the flip drive and everything, to change the belt required it to be on hoist. So if it broke at the
Oh,
track, like you're just fucked, you know?
God.
And God, it just sucked. I was just so tired of fighting it. I'm like, screw it, we're putting a turbo on it, you know? And man, that was the best thing I ever did. But back then it ran at the local track with the slicks. We had a really big stick shift following back then. Like we would have at Joey's no preps that we would put on, the Shop Inc. no preps. I would sponsor
Yeah.
him. We do 2 or 3 a year.
You're still doing those.
Yep. He just doesn't do as many. He does 1 a year.
Right. But you're doing like an annual or something like that.
Yeah. But we used to fill the stick shift class, like 30 some cars. Like it was wicked, you know.
Cool.
And I was running, 620s, 610s.
Okay.
It
All
was pretty
right.
fast. Brain fart on his name with the Capri right now. My brain's sometimes shitty, but he has a
Puckett.
Puckett.
John
Puckett was always stupid. So it was always me and him fighting for who was going to win. Just amazing shit back then, right? Like tons of cars.
He's been on my show, by the way. You can see him on
awesome.
previous episodes of That's Cool
with
Drink.
His weight loss and everything.
On my YouTube and on my That's Cool Drink podcast. Available on all of your outlets. Thank you so much for the segue.
Yep. Yes.
And he's an Iowa cat, so that would make sense because he would kind of come over.
Yep.
You typically race I-29?
Yep, I-29 home track.
Okay.
And then it progressed to the F1X. Actually, the F1X is when it ran the 590s, 580s, 570s, and then the turbo was immediately, 530s.
Right.
At I-29, which it's tough there. It's a tricky surface. So we put radials on it. I remember the first time I was going to a race week, I put the radials on because I didn't want to be on slicks. And Joey and I went to the track and we just fucked around with it until we got it to hook at I-29 because I knew if I could hook them at I-29, I could go
anywhere
and probably be okay.
Yep.
And I don't think I'll ever put a slick back on the car like the radials.
Was it still a diaphragm clutch then?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Actually, let me think. Not when I put the radials on.
Okay, so you did have an adjustable clutch in it then.
Yep. I don't think you could ever, without a tamer at least, I don't think you could get a radial to work, at least at I-29.
Yeah, it would be tough. It would be really tough.
Yeah.
Talking about clutch and tires and things and whatnot. I did a clutch in a C5, and I didn't buy a C5 because people told me that the clutches were nightmares in them. I was going to buy a C5. It was not that bad.
No, they're really
I got a little lift now, whatever, but I had to take the bell housing out to get this freaking LS7 clutch in it. That sucked ass. How in the hell did you have to cut it all out to get a nice bell housing in that?
No, it's still stock firewall opening.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do you take the motor out to do it?
No, so it's when I did the 25-2, I cut the floor out and I built.
Right.
It's got a bar that I just built around the same dimensions as what the tunnel was.
Okay.
If it ever ends up being where I put the tranny up front, I'll have to cut all that out and make it bigger. But it's all stock opening, which was fine for a long time. Then when I did the front end, I welded from the existing cage that I did on the floor up to the K member underneath, and that blocked in the bell housing. So in order now to get it out, I had to make some removable bars to be able to get the bell housing out.
Got it.
It's a pain in the ass. It's freaking
yes, that was the worst part. I was like, man, if I had to do this again, I would just get a C5Z06 clutch because it's all tight to fit up in that slot that's in the bottom of those.
So it's something I didn't think about until I did it. Usually on Corvettes, you can just drop everything straight out the bottom. Pretty straight.
Exactly. You take that little, and it all just flies.
So as soon as I did the chassis and did the 25-2, the number 1 bar can't be interrupted, and it goes across the back. So nothing now can drop down, right? So everything now has to come straight out the back.
Oh.
So you got to pull the diff and the trans off the torque tube, pull it out, and then the torque tube out, and so it's.
And then you've got to pull a hard car to have the bell housing now. You have to.
Yeah, like it's tough to do all that. That's why like the clutch that I run, I feel like is a perfect clutch because it's a single disc. It's not. I see people talk about the twin discs and the constant fucking around they're doing with them, and I'm so happy this clutch, man. I put it in there, I set it, and man,
that's what you said. You don't adjust it for street driving, or you have to drive it right.
Yeah.
And we talked about that on that FL2K deal. You can't lug it very much, so you have to, you got to be in the right gear. You got to make sure you're not stupid with it. But you don't adjust it to go street driving.
I haven't in the past. I'm thinking about maybe in the future, just so I just don't do undue wear to it, to maybe make part of my race to drive procedure to throw some weight on it, just to maybe keep it happier, know.
Right.
But in the past, I've never have. I'd set it before we leave, and then I race on it all week. I drive on it all week, and it's.
I don't even know if I would hang weight. Maybe just add base.
Base is hard. It's easier to throw weight on it. I can throw weight on it in like 3 minutes.
Okay.
Now, obviously, weight's going to be not as effective at 1,000 RPM as base would be.
Right.
But to add base would take me 30 minutes because to get an Allen wrench in there.
Oh yeah, totally. I can. Yeah, there your weights are.
Yeah.
And you've got 7,000.
Yeah, I could throw 100 grams on that thing in 10 minutes. So I'm thinking about maybe trying that. We'll see. I haven't needed to in the past, but it would be nice to not have to worry about babying it so much. Like I could just fucking rip it down the road.
Right. And Rich says he turns it up to 5 turns of base.
Yeah.
But, he's Canadian Chuck Norris. So.
And if I was driving, so say I was going to drive it from here to Sick Week.
To Canada.
Or something, I would put a bunch of base in it here because then it's not so bad. But during the actual drive of race week, I wouldn't want to put base in because it'd take me fucking forever. But
Right. What got you into cars? When did you start losing your mind?
Oh God. So I've been into cars growing up. My best friend's dad raced a 57 Chevy at Kearney Dragway.
Cool.
I remember going there and watching the Night of Fire with the jet cars and blowing shit up when I was probably 7 or 8.
Cool.
So I always was into drag racing, right? Like Shirley Muldowney, like Part Lake Wheel, watching all that shit growing up.
Yep.
Drag raced in high school, I graduated in 92, right? So the Grand National came out previous to that. So that's what got me into turbocharged, fuel injected.
Cool.
I was really into being on top at that time, even for high school, of what was going on, whatever. Did VICA, won state VICA, went to national stuff.
I killed it at VICA.
Did you? Fucking rock on. So one state I got I think it was 22nd in national VICA. So that was cool.
Sweet.
So I've always loved cars and went through the GM program here at the local community college. So where you go to school for a quarter and then you work in a GM dealership for a quarter, and then graduated and went and worked at a Chrysler dealership for 7 years. Go figure.
Okay.
And then decided that I just needed to go out on my own. I was tired.
Yeah, you got sick and tired of doing transmissions and minivans.
I did, and that's what I did, honestly. So I showed up to work and no one wanted to do trans, and so I started doing the transmissions in them.
And they were
And
all garbage.
they're all garbage. And so I got really good at doing them, and I made a fuckload of money. And then everyone was mad at me because Chad gets all the gravy training work, and
Right.
But then I got tired of the dealership life and being on commission and all the bullshit,
Right.
and just decided I just need to go do it on my own, And it was a struggle. Like, it was a lot of fucking work, I'm reaping the rewards now,
Right. Yeah. That seeds that you planted 25 years
25 years
ago
ago. Yeah.
are finally fruiting,
Yeah.
which is nice.
Right.
But
For sure. Yeah. I mean, there was a time like when I made that post about that car, like I couldn't even have thought about being able to afford that car.
yeah,
Like,
and that was, I mean,
fucking
literally,
way.
one of these days,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Like
gonna
there
get
was
that
no chance
car.
at that time I could have afforded that car, but
Right.
3 years later, boom.
Here, right. Here,
There
wait
we
a
were.
second. Is that car available? Can I
Right.
swing by and grab that thing?
Yeah.
When did you turn to where it was like, okay, I'm like F1X, we're doing our thing. When was it like, okay, we can get serious with this thing?
It was crazy. So I told the guys in the one deal run, I had a Power Glide setup sitting in my shop.
Which is expensive as hell. Those
Yeah, I
are
found a really
not
good deal on a
cheap.
used one. It was a smoking deal, so I fucking jumped on it because I'm like, at some point, this stick shift racing, fucking whatever, we're gonna
Right, you're right. I'm gonna get over this. I'll put a Power Glide in this thing, and I'm gonna go fast.
Yeah. So I'm 99% sure that it was after I won Rocky Mountain Race Week that I sold that fucking thing. It's gone. Like that
Yeah,
car will never have an automatic.
I'm stick shifting this thing, and
Yeah.
here you are with your
Yeah.
well.
And that was a crazy, like Garrett was so much faster, and they just had a shitty week. Like they tried some weird clutch shit, and it screwed him over. And
It's that stick shift racing, and I mean,
and it happened, but it was also very emotional for me because my mom had just died. That was like 2 weeks after my mom passed away. So to have that and then to win that, like it was just to me that was the best thing in the fucking world.
And look at the dudes in this photo.
It's killer.
I mean, Brent and Garrett and Rich Guido. That's pretty. I mean, again, when we're talking FL2K, like this is royalty of this world, dude.
Oh, yeah.
And like this was almost, this is 5 years ago, and now you just did it again, but not just the Dragon Drive royalty guys, like the big, like
yeah, that's what I was telling you about racing Grubb Worm. Like back when my car was running 630s, I'm watching 1320 video, watching all these guys and watching Grubb Worm just fucking demolish everybody.
These, with his LT junk and
like just crazy. That then I'm lining up next to him and then race him, and obviously he's having issues and whatever, but
you got to turn on like 2K, right? You beat
I treat him and I outran him, like holy shit.
Exactly. And I mean, you do it again and you probably get smacked, 9 out of 10 times, but you did it that time.
Fuck yeah.
And then, Grana's, of course, unable to make the call.
And I wish, I mean, honestly, after all the bullshit, I really wish we could have raced.
And same deal. Even if he spanks you, you're like, well, I beat Grubb Worm. I lost.
At the end of the day, I have nothing to lose ever racing these guys. They're going to lose to a street car. You know what I mean? Right. They've got everything to lose because if they lose to a street car, like, holy shit.
Exactly, dude. And like I said, they have push cars. I
honestly went to FL2K. So when I sign up for these races, it's just like when I went to Wisconsin. I sign up to these races because I know the prep's going to be good. I can try to go fast and I can figure some shit out.
Right.
Never in my wildest dreams do I even think about going rounds because in my brain, my car's still not anywhere near with the level those guys are. But I also know it's stick racing and anything can happen, right?
Totally. But then, I mean, then all of a sudden you show up, and I mean, you had a 750 car, pretty good 750 car.
And I knew it was going to be faster than that if I could string a run together. I just hadn't had any luck making that work. Like figuring out this combo has been crazy,
but then it was what, 12 and then 11.
Yeah, just boom, boom, boom.
And like all
17, 11. Yeah.
Oh my, like 4/10 at that level is a lot.
It's crazy. Yeah.
That's a lot. And then to get the other, grab that 10th and get that 6999. All of a sudden you're in that conversation, and you're in that conversation with interior in the car and with a radiator up front and
tilt steering wheel.
Right.
you know,
Right.
key fob, like you said, key fob and
Yeah, it's
light.
got the key. You pulled the
And,
key fob out of your pocket, and you're like,
yeah,
"Hold on, I gotta go
windshield
get to my
wipers.
6-second freaking car,
You know,
dude."
my windows still function like a Corvette. Like when you open the door, they have
It's
to
still,
drop down, right?
yeah, they still drop down.
Yep.
And
So I mean, all that still functions the way that it does on any other stock Corvette. You know, did
how
I
does
cut the
that
front
work?
off and tube it? Yeah, but
How's that work with the Holly? Because doesn't it have body
it's
control
separate. So I
modules for
took
all
the
that?
body control module and I took all the shit out of it that I didn't need in the harness,
Yep.
and I just kept everything in there that I needed to function. So the body control module runs the lighting. And now I kind of have that incorporated with the Holly as well.
Right.
But so everything that I needed to make the windows function, the locks function, you know, because a C6 Corvette,
It's got the
it's
buttons. It
electric
doesn't have
still, right?
handles.
Yep. So I had to make all that work. So that's all just in there, and then the Holly runs everything else, and they're kind of separate from each other. But like I said, I've kind of integrated some of the lighting now that the Holly controls some of what the BCM's telling it. So it's
Okay.
kind of cool. But
That's neat. Is that something that you do for people?
absolutely, like 100%, I would do that.
Okay.
Atkins was just had a post on Facebook the other day about how can you make a C5 Corvette function and everything work, but still have like aftermarket computer on it. And I'm like, man, I've done that. The Unicorn's that way. My car was like that. It's not as much now, but for a long time, it still has a drive-by-wire throttle body on it because it had cruise still working forever
Right.
until I put the Holly on it. You know,
I've got a buddy with a CTSV 2 coupe, which is basically a C6,
yeah,
and he's pissed about it right now because he can't do anything about it. And he's like, you
Yeah.
know, he's at that level. He's at 880 horsepower
right.
LSA car. He can't tune himself, and he's like, what do I do next?
Yeah,
What
and
do I
it
do
takes
next?
time to make them function, but you can 100%
Hmm.
make it all work and still function, and the dash work and everything.
I know a
do what it
guy.
needs to do.
You may get a call. I'm just gonna throw that out there. What the hell
So
is
the other thing,
this?
so I just thought that was a great fucking put Jack's meat in your mouth. Like, hell yes.
So this wasn't like a sponsor. You didn't have like
No, this is just one of
Jack's.
the dudes that I race with that had it on his car, and I thought it was funny as shit, so I took a picture of it.
Awesome.
So it was a barbecue joint called Fat Jack's.
Okay.
So, and it was really good food, but I thought that was funny.
Anyway, I had that up from Rich Guido. Actually, I meant to put that up in a second. Your car's still on IRS. Is there any weirdness in the back that you've done?
No, the back. So it's got stock control arms in the back. I broke one at Wisconsin, so I now carry a spare with me.
Okay.
Stock rear cradle, stock sway bar. I just finally put adjustable Heim links on the sway bar.
Okay.
Otherwise it's all stock back there. G-force axles. Obviously a 15-inch conversion for the spindles and the brakes.
Right.
Otherwise it's all just stock Corvette stuff back there.
And how quick has it been to 60 foot?
118.
Oh, dude.
And I almost feel like that's really close to the limit. Like obviously I can't plant a radial like a 4-link can, where you can get the extension and really smash it into the track. So I'm definitely at a disadvantage. I would say for me, I feel like once I'm in second, I can really give it the beans, but first gear is tough because I can't, plus it's 3,200 pounds,
So it's pretty heavy. What's the gearing in the trans?
340. The trans is stock Magnum gearing.
So like the 266.
Yeah, I'd have to look it up to be honest with you. I don't remember that shit.
And it's a Magnum face plated.
Yeah, Magnum face plated from RPM with G-force gear set. It's got a tick front billet plate on it.
The billet front cover. Is that the one you got from Garrett?
No, so Garrett.
Because you blew a hole in yours.
Yeah, I blew a hole in mine the very first sick week.
At sick week.
So I bought his 2 trans and 2 diffs. The trans that everybody knows, the red, white, and blue one, I sold.
Right.
Both diffs I kept because they're super kick-ass spool diffs. So I still have those. One of them's in the car.
Yep.
And then the other T56, I put a tick billet front plate on, and the other spooled tran or diff, and that's my spare that I take everywhere.
Okay, cool. My first time really under a Corvette was my buddy's C5. I just did the clutch on, and so if you guys have never seen one, so the clutch is actually attached to the engine up front, and then it's got a torque tube with basically a drive shaft inside of it.
Yep.
And then it meets the T56, and then actually at the output shaft of the T56 is a diff
with output shaft.
Right, super long output shaft, but there's a little diff on the back that holds like no fluid, and then it takes the axles fit into that, and really that's the final drive fits in the diff.
Yeah. And so the other interesting thing that I fight with the Corvette is obviously like you were just saying. So there's an input shaft on the torque tube that splines into the clutch.
Right.
Then there's an input shaft on the transmission, obviously. So
that
most
splines
guys,
into the torque tube.
Yes, most guys with the transmission in the front, that splines into the clutch, right?
Right, into the clutch, and you're at the input shafts in the clutch, and you're done.
My problem for a long time was that it took me almost a year to realize what was happening. Was the input shaft on the torque tube was bending and flexing, and when it would do that, it would start to wipe out the throw out bearing.
Okay.
And I started having issues with throw out bearing. So that's what got me on Rocky Mountain Race Week in Pueblo in 24 is I lost my hydraulics from that. So upgraded to a 29 spline input on the torque tube, right? So much bigger. Had to get a different slave housing, all that.
Rich just did all that too.
Yeah. So most of those guys put that big one on their tranny, right? So I have it on my torque tube input. So now
is your trans still 26?
Yep. And now I'm starting to bend the input. So I just before FL2K, I had to put a different input in it. So I'm curious to get it apart to see if it's tweaked, because I can't. Nobody makes the female part of the torque tube 29.
I was going to say, is there like a broached 29 and nothing?
No, not as of right now. So as of right now, I'm stuck with the 26 spline.
So you're sort of like, this is it.
Yeah,
like, unless you move the trans to the front.
Yeah, and I really don't want to do that. So.
Right. That's one of the like really appealing parts to the car is it's still all Corvette.
If I get to that point where I move it to the front, I'll cut it, tube frame the entire fucking thing. It'll be
make it a race car.
I would still always do drag and drives.
Right.
But it would be 100% more race car than it is now. I mean, I know people still say it's race car because it's got a tube front end and all that on it.
It would be able to run those 650s at that point.
Yeah, I would take more weight out of it. You know what I mean?
Totally. What is next for the C6? Are you going to make any upgrades to it? I mean, obviously, you need a fuel pump.
I really want to try to get my aluminum motor put together for Sick Week.
Because that'll take 100 pounds off the nose.
135 pounds.
Wow, that LSX block.
Yeah.
Right?
Now I do have some wheelie issues that I'd have to figure out, and I'll probably have to hang some weight on the front with the aluminum motor.
But not 135 freaking pounds.
Agreed. So originally, I wanted to go for a 6 at Sick Week because they're offering $5,000 for the first 6 if you complete the week.
Is it a single pass 6 or a 6 average?
So that both ways. So they have $5,000 for the first 6. Then they have $5,000 for also the 6 average.
Oh, dude.
So now that I know what it took to run the 6, and I feel like I've got lots of boost left, I'm going to try to go there with the preliminary plan to try to do both of those.
I like it.
Try to take $10,000 home, take $10,000 of Tom's money.
And you'll get it. And you'll get a helmet again. You've already got
helmet.
One.
Yeah. So if that works, great. If it doesn't work out, I mean, it's
and even if you get one,
what's going to happen.
$5,000 makes that trip pretty much free.
Yeah.
$10,000 makes you a little money on that trip.
Yeah. So I feel like, and maybe it's dumb chasing records, but God damn it, no one can ever take away that I was the first car to run a 7 on a drag and drive and the first 6 street car. Was it out of drag and drive? No, but they can never take that away. Someone can go faster.
It's the same thing as Joel Granis. He's the first H pattern 6-second car. Absolutely. Period. No matter
sticks
what.
With him forever.
Right. You can say whatever you want about that dude. He's got the first H pattern 6-second
There's some really fast fucking street cars that are going to be coming out because drag and drives are getting so fucking popular. You know what I mean?
Right. And as of this week, stick shift stuff is going to be
people are going. Crazy.
If you're living under a rock, you have no idea. But if you're Otherwise, like even Tom Stark called me yesterday or 2 days ago, and he was like, dude, it's a good day to be a stick shift racer. It was yesterday, right before that grudge race. I mean, again, when in my intro, we're going to be able to tell people like we were doing this before it was cool, and you were going fast before it was cool. Like that's going to be pretty sick, and I'm here for it. I love it. I can't wait. Like yeah, man. I feel like it's been cool watching you do your thing and progress up to where you're at. And
I appreciate it. And like I get people messaging me, and I'm an open book. I know some people aren't or whatever. Man, if anybody ever has any questions on anything, like I will tell you 100% what I've gone through, what I've had to deal with, what I feel works. That might not work for you. Like I've noticed that with my deal. Like I take info from people and I stick it in your brain, and because sometimes that might not be what works for you. But man, if you ask, I'll freaking tell you. Like, the more cool shit out there, the better.
While we're on that, tell me what your thoughts are on heat.
Oh my God.
Covering
spark
plug wires.
I say that so much on the internet. People probably get tired of me posting shit about that, but it's because they're fucking stupid.
They're garbage. All it does is make it hard for you to find
the premise behind it.
Right.
But every time I have a car that's misfiring and has those on there, every time, it's burnt under that.
Right.
Every fucking time. And
it just you can't see it
so bad. You can't see
You've got to clip that thing off of there and then you can see it burn underneath.
It's annoying because it's just one of those things that everybody puts them on because they think they're doing the right thing. And it's not. It's the complete opposite of that. Just give it air. Just give it an air gap. Air is the best insulator. Just let it do what it's got to do, Yeah. Or put the right plug wire on it.
That is really the best deal. Your shop now. What are you doing? What's your money maker? What's your bread and butter?
Every year it gets, so people ask me every year, how much performance do you do? Every year we get more performance and less normal automotive repair. I mean, we still do brakes and all that, right? Obviously working on performance stuff's cool. It's frustrating because it's Rich. It's tough because there's not a book time for performance stuff. And so people want quotes, and people, when you tell them what it's going to cost, they want to know that it's going to be that. And it's not always the way that it is,
Right.
So it's really hard to educate people when you're just starting with a job to make them realize that this is a quote, this is where we're going to be. I'll just keep you updated on where it's at. But if I could have a shop full of nothing but race cars, I would be happy.
Totally.
Doing that, So I just do all the tuning. My guys, I don't wrench a lot right at the shop. I do the tuning. I wrench on the cars that I'm tuning, but when we do the cams and the blowers and the engine builds, like I oversee all that. But my awesome crew is who does the grunt stuff. I'm old. My back is shot.
And there are those dudes that can run that thing while you can gallivant down to
absolutely. I can go on these dumb 7-day things and know that my crew is just killing it.
It's not going to burn to the ground. You're going to come back. It's going to be okay. Life's going to be good. And
I come back to a shitload of tunes that I have to do. But I mean,
but like you, even this, like you, we moved it over a day because you were driving all day yesterday, but you worked today. Like most people would have taken the day off just to but dude, you drove. I messaged you
pretty much. I like to just get shit done,
Right. I think it was 7 my time, so it would have been you. I think you were still in 9 o'clock, and you're like, I still got 9.5 hours to go, and that didn't include eating and shitting,
right?
And everything.
My wife knows that when we are on the road, we stop for gas. You better hold it till we have to, till we stop for gas, and then just grab something from the gas station.
And again, 90 minutes is my bladder limit. So that people always put these huge gas tanks in their trucks. And I'm like, that's awesome. But I
still have to stop.
My bladder is way smaller than that. So good for you guys. You can go really, really far. I'm not that dude. I'm not peeing in a freaking Gatorade bottle.
Right.
I will do it if I need to, but I'd rather flush a toilet and wash my hands
100%.
and then go get a Pepsi or whatever the hell I feel like getting. That's just me. Whatever. what got you into drag and drive?
The idea sounded really cool to just be able to have a car that did both. And at the time, I knew I could never be as fast as those fast stick shift guys. You know what I mean? So I'm like, this is a way that I can go have fun and still have a car that's cool that I feel like I'm doing something with, you know? So,
And
I love
still
it. I mean, they're awesome.
pretty fast. I mean, even when you started, when did you start drag and driving that thing?
Well, the first drag and drive was the one that I won with Garrett. So the one before that, the year before that, I broke my diff on day one.
Right.
So I didn't get to do that one. So 21 was the first one. So to win your first one against Leroy, like Jesus, like that's Cinderella story. You couldn't write it any better, you know?
Hell yeah.
So, but it's also hard too, because being so busy at the shop, like I always want to do, like I wanted to do Mega Week, but taking a week off in June is just almost impossible. Like
Right.
it just can't do it. It's just, it costs me too much to be gone from work during that time.
Yep.
But it sucks because I want to be out there and doing all that, you know, but
I mean, you got to also be an adult and
yeah,
do your thing.
be responsible.
Yeah, whatever. It is what it is. And then, I mean, getting the invite to Sick Week, it's got to be awesome because that's January, February, and you're from Lincoln, Nebraska.
Yeah, you can be in Florida during February. Like, who the fuck wouldn't want to be there? You know?
Idiots wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah.
All
it's
right.
Amazing because we normally do Sick Week and then spend another week in Florida just doing Florida stuff.
Right, right, exactly. Enjoying beaches, it's Florida, dude. Right. I mean, even if you don't stop at Garlett's for a Sick Week checkpoint, go to Garlett's. It's awesome.
Right. Yeah.
When else are you going to be there? And you can do Speedway and Garlett's, and then you can be like, hey, I got all of it, man. I got Speedy Bills, Don Garlett's. Life is good. We're past 60 minutes in. Rich Guido might be. Where are you going? Are you going to Streetcar Bragging? I don't know. Whatever. Apparently, he's coming to the States for something. And we might get lunch. Probably Sick Week. We'll see. We'll see what that is. But 60 minutes in, I'm going to start my questions. If you have questions for the 6-second street car dude, throw them up in the comments. Let's get them going. Six Smokies. Oh, you're coming soon. I will be going to Odd Nationals, so that may or may not work out. We'll figure it out. But tell me about tell me about FL2K with the stick shift drama.
There was definitely drama.
What's Chad Fegley's take on the stick shift drama?
Originally, so we drove 12 hours, stayed with my dad. He lives in Tennessee. And I got a message from Garrett, and he's like, "Are you still in Florida?" I'm like, "No, I'm not." Because it would have been cool for Grannis to race me first.
Right.
But then when it turned into a grudge race, really, I feel at that point, I'm out of it. Like, it has nothing to do with him racing me first. If it's a grudge race and you both put up money,
right,
go race. Whatever.
I got my $2,500 in my pocket.
Yeah. What just bummed me out was, and it's nothing against Joel, it's just me and my feelings. The two previous rounds up to that point, I was faster than he was.
Right.
And so it just felt to me like he just assumed had he made the call, he was going to be in the finals.
Right.
And this is fucking stick shift drag racing. Like, you don't
know. If you watch the live,
you also have to have the mentality that you're going to win.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you don't, you're not going to. So I get it. Like, nothing against Joel. I don't really know Joel, but seems like a good dude. It would have been fun to race him because again, it's a killer car. Like that car, like everybody knows that car. I would have been honored to line up next to him.
Right, and you had just beat Grubb Worm, and again, kind of a shit situation for them. They hurt the car. Is what it is. On paper, that car kills you 9 out of 10 times.
Right,
but same deal. We don't race the stuff on paper. Like we put it on the racetrack, and reaction times start coming into effect. And you just, like the finals with you, like you just turn the thing up too much. You just never know what.
And I knew better. That's the shitty part too. Is I knew better.
Right.
I knew better, but I also knew that I had to come up with something because Garrett had been fast, and it turned out in hindsight, he spun a little bit, and I could have had a 710 run, and it would have.
And you probably would have turned on one light. Like,
Yeah, but
who
live and
knows?
learn.
Like,
Every experience like that just makes you better the next time you go to the track. So
right. And Rich says like he would have broke just like he did with Garrett. That was the next pass. And yeah, I mean, you never know.
you never know.
Of
You
course,
never know.
everything's just different. But it was whatever. He
But
didn't
at
make
the
the
end of the day, even the
call.
negative stuff that he's gotten is still response, right? So
Right.
it's good for stick shift. I feel like
It's kind of helped even guys that didn't know his program or know his stuff. Like,
yep.
it's
See what he does. He's accomplished a lot of kick-ass shit. You know what I
he's
mean?
doing kick-ass shit, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, number one qualifier by 2/10
Yeah.
at
Wicked
that race.
fast. Wicked fast.
That car is bad fast.
Yeah.
And I'm in the same boat. Like, nothing against him, but and in my opinion, just the outburst
Yes.
with everything, and that
I get it. We're all very passionate people, right?
and he's a very accomplished guy in the 2J world. Not like a Garrett, but I mean, a lot of those guys know him. So he's not a no one in this world at all. So yeah, dude, it was wild. It was super wild.
And it just the way, Victor with all the signs, like it was amazing. Like the whole thing was just cooler and shit,
The mariachi band.
Yeah.
It's my cover photo currently, and then they're playing in the middle of the actual run. Giddy up. I love it. I thought it was super cool. Shit. I thought it was actually it was super cool that Joel showed back up.
Yep.
It was super cool that Garrett put 15,000 of his own money up on top. He
spent
put
the money. Obviously they were there testing, but they prepped the track. They got the live stream going
off the trailer. No testing. No,
That's cool shit. The internet was fired up. Like I would be curious to see the numbers on that because it had to have been just impressive as shit.
Oh yeah. Who knows how many? I mean, they don't ever share that stuff even with me, and I would love to know. I would love to know how many people watched. I mean, was there 50,000? I mean, was that? Who knows?
Right.
But more people watched a stick shift race than have probably combined for the last full year.
Right.
Yesterday, and that's I'm here for it, dude. And like you look in Grana's car, and it's got a round ball Tremec T56 6-speed shifter in it. Like it's it's not. This ain't like high zoot. These guys are pulling levers and
it's a badass car. Racing. I mean, there's no doubting that.
All these cats are badass stick shift dudes, and what's cool is you're in that conversation now.
That is pretty cool.
And I think you have been for a while, in my opinion. But like the world now knows, even if you're just the red Corvette.
I saw some comment where some dude said that some unknown dude comes in and runs a whatever.
Right. Like, and you're like,
hey, I feel like I had a little bit of
come on, dude. Like
I try hard, But
exactly. Well, and again, like you don't race a ton.
I don't.
You work at your shop. You provide for your family, and you put food on your table. Like that's your main thing. And you come out occasionally for here and there, and you do your I-29 deal. But like you don't race like these guys race.
I don't.
So,
and that's why, like when it came to the turbo deal, like I always relied on Joey's input on stuff because that's back when he was racing 300 times a year. You know what I mean? So I'm like, shit, if it can last through that, like I rely on that feedback because I didn't get it because I wasn't racing that much.
Right.
So
what's the largest thrash that you've been a part of?
Building the 10K drag shootout. I mean, it was an amazing time. It was cool to build that car. I think we built it in 6 days. We had so much time left over, you know what I mean?
Right.
That was pretty cool. There were some times back in the 90s at the drag strip, we did cylinder heads in between rounds, you know what I mean? But luckily, knock on wood, it's me and my wife at Dragon Drives, right? So to see me thrash at a Dragon Drive isn't going to happen a lot because that's going to be fucking tough with just me doing shit, you know?
Right.
So
same boat.
I try to cross my T's, dot my I's, be as prepared as I can in the shop before we even put the car in the trailer.
Right.
Obviously, there's some stuff that you don't know what's going to happen.
You
right?
can never.
Yeah, I bring parts with me if it happens. I would, depending on what it is and where we're at, I might fix it. Otherwise, I might just say, fuck it, go get the trailer. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
So, because I do this shit every day too. So then just thrash in the heat to put a fucking tranny in, like,
Right.
you know, I'm here on vacation. I'm not here to work, you know?
Right.
So,
Right. If it's 10 grand, maybe
correct.
okay.
Yeah.
But if it's a helmet, or even if
I
it's
got to do a drag and drive
$1,000,
with my dad when I set my 7. That was amazing.
Yeah.
But still, you know, it's usually just me doing the work. So,
Right.
but I see some of these guys doing these marathon shit in parking lot, and I think it's cooler than hell. You know what I mean?
I say I'm in the same. I love it, but I'm fucking 46.
Yeah, I'm the same. Like, I need my sleep. Like on a drag and drive, if we can do a one and done drive, we get to the hotel as soon as we can, so I can go over data.
Yep.
See what I'm going to do tomorrow, and I need sleep. I
Take
can't
a shower
function.
and sleep. Right.
Yep.
That's part of it. Yeah,
Yep.
that's part of it. Tell me about the one that got away. What car did you sell you shouldn't have sold?
Man, that's a good fucking question.
Is it that piece of shit?
You know, I loved that car when it was
looks
my
like a good
car.
car.
Yeah, it was a good car. It was a drag
Especially
splash.
for an Eastern Nebraska car.
Yeah,
like
it was a
Rust
clean
Belt
car.
That's a good car.
I know there's one that I should be thinking of that I can't think. So I had a really nice 67 Firebird.
Okay.
That I sold to buy the engine for my sprint car, the 360.
Okay.
So I sold the whole car, got an engine. And I've always been, I got a Pontiac tattoo. I'm a Pontiac fiend, right? So I've always been anti small block Chevy. Like in high school, I was Pontiac guy.
Even then you were the anti LS consortium, but small block Chevy.
So for me to sell my beautiful 67 Firebird to buy a fucking $30,000 small block Chevy for my sprint car was mind-blowing, but I did it. So that car, the guy that actually owns that car now just got a hold of me a couple months ago about how he got it, and I sent him pictures when I had it, so that was kind of cool.
Nice.
Otherwise,
so you know where it's at?
Yep.
Well, 10 grand at Sick Week might get you closer to get that
right.
car back.
I did the 1998 Hot Rod Power Tour in that car.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
I did the 1998 Hot Rod Power Tour in my turbo Toyota truck.
Nice.
Yeah, 4-cylinder turbo Toyota lifted truck. Yeah, awesome. I long hauled that shit. I called in sick every day to work.
Shit. That's awesome.
To go to that. I was 19 years old. It was awesome.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was sweet.
That's kick-ass.
We tried to get cops to buy us beer. We didn't know that they were cops. They were San Bernardino cops. Or no. They were Sacramento cops, but we were in San Bernardino when we started, and I tried to get them to buy us beers, and they were like,
didn't work out. I'm guessing.
Yeah, they were like, dude, not just no, but fuck no.
Right.
Like, we're not gonna, this isn't our jurisdiction or shit, but like, dude, we're cops. And then it turns out, like, by the end of it, they were super cool dudes. Like, yeah, good times.
That's awesome.
So yeah, we could have even met then. Who knew?
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah, we could have. Otherwise, I have my high school car, my 67 Firebird that I'm restoring.
Oh, okay. It'll be Pontiac power?
Yep. So I have an all aluminum Pontiac twin turbo for that.
Ooh.
It's all ready to go. I just need to get the car built for it. It's not going to have a stick in it, unfortunately. I wanted to keep it the way that it was when I had it in high school. Now it's with an automatic, so we're going back with an auto.
So I got my Monza at FM Fabrication at the moment in Nebraska, old Vince Rui's place, and that was my first like hot rod car. I had a 71 Mustang that had so big of rust holes in the quarter panel. I locked the keys in the trunk and I got them out with a claw hammer.
Oh Jesus.
Terrible car. So I had that. I never drove it. I went mudding with it a couple of times when I was 15. Terrible idea. Shouldn't have bought that. But my next car was that Monza. So
nice.
And then I had a 59 Impala, which that was a whole different thing. But I had that Monza. It's getting a cage in it. It's going to be awesome.
I look forward to seeing that.
That's the hydraulic roller with mechanical lifters car.
Hell yeah.
So, good times. Favorite racetrack?
Drag strip.
I don't care. Whatever you want.
So it depends, right? So Eagle Raceway is right here. I'm 2 miles from Eagle Raceway. Burning around that track in a sprint car, that's a fucking feeling that everybody should get to drive a sprint car in their life.
I want to so bad. And alcohol burning.
It's insane. It's
Hillborn injected 360.
They run 305s there weekly now, and
Okay.
every year it takes everything in me to not go buy a car just to run a couple times a year because
you should like rent one or something and just
I miss it. I truly miss it. I don't I don't miss working on them, but I miss being in the seat. But so Eagle, I would say for dirt track. We're close to Knoxville too, but I'm a short track, elbows up, get them done.
I like it.
Drag racing, I don't know. Like I love Bradenton because I obviously set a record there. It works good, but I mean, you got to support your home track. So I'm just going to say I-29.
I-29, dude.
Boys, you know,
it's your dude, and they're just so different.
Yeah,
they're just so different. Like Bradenton's a different thing, and you race there in February, and you can't race at I-29 in February.
No.
But you know, I get it.
But I raced at Kearney in 1996. I raced at Scribner. I mean, all those places hold so much value to me and amazing memories, you know. But where I'm at now, I mean, it would probably have to be I-29. Just
I dig it. I dig it. My buddy Steve went to the ET finals at Scribner, Nebraska in, God, I don't even know, 96 or something. Awesome. Good times. Yeah. The one I give you a heads up on. You get to drive one car for
driving one's easy because when it comes to like a drag deal, like who wouldn't want to drive a top fuel car, right? Like just to feel like I felt what my car feels like, right? And know how much faster they are. Like I can't even fathom what that would feel like.
Right, like the 60 to 330.
Yeah.
In a fuel car as the clutch starts locking up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. I would love to just feel that one time.
So like a dragster, a funny car, do you care?
I probably wouldn't care. Either one I'd be fine with. It'd be fucking amazing. You know what I mean? That'd be wicked.
So drive anyone's fuel car.
Anyone's fuel car.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Which one do you want to put in your garage?
I've been very fortunate to be able to buy the cars that I've really wanted my whole life. But I thought about this question when you asked me, and just to be off the wall, like weird shit, like Kennedy's Lincoln.
Okay.
You know, I had a small obsession with the whole Kennedy assassination years and years and years ago, and read up and did all the research on it. And that's some cool history. I mean, it's morbid, it sucks, but it's still fucking American history.
Well, and to have that car and like take that to a drive-in and you may be the only person that would ever know that.
Right. Yeah.
Have you been there?
No.
Down to Dallas?
No.
Oh, dude. Okay. When race week gets back down there, you got to go. We went. It was, and I'm not like that big into it, but they have X's in the road. I mean, you could see.
No kidding. I didn't know that.
There's traffic on it, driving all the time, constantly. But there's a big ass X in the road.
Crazy.
And it's right here. And they do tours of the book depository. You can see the grassy knoll. It's like you can walk on all of this stuff. It's super neat. And they've got a really, really cool like memorial, Kennedy Memorial. That's right. Like stone's throw. Go to it. It's worth it. It's so cool.
I'll have to make sure and put that on my to-do list.
And like I'm not a big Kennedy dude at all. It just happened. We had like a drive day, and Stevie and I were like, let's go check that out. Worth it. Very, very worth it, especially if you really, really like it. So
heck yeah. The second thing I came up with when I was thinking about that was Jim Morrison's 66 Mustang.
Oh, dude. I didn't even know he had a 66 Mustang.
I remember back in high school when I was obsessed with the Doors and reading the books and stuff about his red 66 Mustang in LA.
Okay. What coupe?
I don't even remember, to be honest with you. I just remember it being a red 66 Mustang.
Huh. No shit.
think that'd be cool. I have a 67 Mustang, but it'd be cool to have his.
On
And
purpose?
who even knows where it's at? He could have traded that motherfucker in, and it could be a tin can, you know?
Yeah, who knows? Exactly. It's 17 Hondas right now.
Yeah.
You do have a Mustang?
I have a 67 Mustang, yeah.
Okay. What
So
are you doing with
originally,
that?
before I was a Pontiac, my sister's boyfriend way back in high school had a 68 fastback. So I was obsessed with Mustangs. I was getting a Mustang. That's what I was getting. Then a buddy of mine had a 67 Firebird that he had. I've never been a big drinker. They would all drink. I would not drink so that I could drive the Firebird.
That's smart as hell. I'm not a
Yeah.
big drinker either because I'm only 5'8".
Right. There you go. So then I got into Firebirds, loved them, but always loved the lines of the Mustang. So a couple years ago, I got a 60. It came into my shop. I had put it out on Facebook. Every once in a while, I'll throw out there. I'm looking for this car.
I think you were looking for one, and I was like, hey, my buddy's got a convertible.
Yeah.
Half done, and you were like, I don't want no half done bullshit project.
Yeah, I'd rather have one that's done. But so this came into my shop, had a for sale sign in the window. So I'm like, hey,
it was meant to be.
It was meant to be, yeah. So
hell yeah.
So
is that also an LS stick shift?
Right. It is as bone stock Ford as you can get. Like I don't even want to touch it. It's got some cool old school Ford like MSD style distributor. Like it's cool.
Cool.
It's ugly green interior.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Hell yeah. I'm in. Green. I've got a green Malibu with a green interior. It's awesome. Yeah. It's amazing. It's baby shit green. I love it.
Yep, that's the color of that interior in that Mustang.
Hell yes.
And then you asked earlier about music.
Oh, sorry. Oh, what's that?
Earlier you said something about music that I listened to.
Ozzy.
I listened to Ozzy. I'm about music that I like, constantly just listening to the same stuff, right? So Metallica, ton of Metallica.
Right.
The last 2 years, big kick on Tool.
Okay.
Alice in Chains, Stone Temple Pilots.
You're right up my alley. How old a guy are you?
I'm 51.
Okay. All right.
Still love my Doors. Still love my Pink Floyd. Love 80s alternative. But my go-to, like if I'm out in my shop working on my car, has been Tool, Metallica, GNR.
Okay. All right. Right up my alley.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. There's a meme that says, "What do you like to listen to on Dragon Drives?" And it's a dumpster that says "metal only, no garbage."
Yep, absolutely.
That's us. We are rocking metal. Stevie loves Pink Floyd big time. Yeah, we rock metal in that car pretty much. Trailer or no trailer for a Dragon Drive?
Man, I would love to be no trailer, but there's no room in a Corvette, and I have to take a transmission and all that other shit. So the trailer definitely makes it easier just to have stuff. But man, if you could do without a trailer, I think that would be tits.
Agreed. It would be tough with a stick car, especially at your level. Like you got to carry a spare trans. You got to have all that, and just in a Corvette.
Yeah.
Does that thing have a fuel cell, or are you still running like a stock tank?
It's got a cell, so I made it's in the back. You know, with it being open, I had to put it in an enclosure. So it's got like a 17-gallon cell that I made for the gas, and then a 5-gallon purchased race cell.
Okay, and that runs methanol.
Methanol, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What advice do you have for newbies? And I think we stick with a guy that wants to live on the top of a stick shift Dragon Drive, or
I would say be realistic with what your goals are. I tell this to all my customers as well, because there's so many times that we'll build a car 3 times because they start at the bottom because they don't think they're going to be where they're going to be. And then we waste money and time because we do it there. And then we step up and step up and step up. Be realistic with what you want, where you want to be. Even if it takes you another 2 years to get there, you're going to be time and money ahead to do it once.
But buy once, cry once.
Yeah, just do it once.
I like it. And that's
if you ever have any questions, the stick world is realistically a really tight community.
Right.
No matter what you see on the internet of people talking shit or whatever, they will all help you. with
100%.
whatever questions you have.
100%.
And the cool thing is everybody does stuff different. There's guys out there with twin discs. There's guys out there with triple discs, single discs, different trannies. You can get the information from all of them and figure out what you want to do because it's all cool shit.
And even gear ratios, like a lot of guys are playing with that stuff and getting that kind of rocking. So it really just depends on your combo, what you want to do, what your end goal is.
I would say if you wanted to do it, don't do an IRS Corvette. Probably not the
Right.
smartest car to start with to do that with, but
yeah. But here you are, like
here I am
with a 6-second.
I've never done
street
shit the easy way.
car.
You know what I mean? I always have. Goes back to my Pontiac days. Like I always
Right.
wanted to be. I was always different than everybody. I didn't want to do all that same shit. You know. So
Right.
Being different's cool.
I'd ask what updates you have coming, but I think the fuel pump and then get back to it.
Fuel pump. Just gonna verify that everything looks good and try to get it ready. This is the first time I've ever came back from Florida with a running car.
Okay.
So I'm ecstatic that I can drive it out of the trailer and not have to do a bunch of shit to it. But knowing me, I'll still pull the motor apart. I'll
Of course.
check it all out because at this level, like you're a fool if you
Right.
don't think that this thing is constant maintenance. You know what I mean?
Of course.
But I'll get it ready for sick week. I want to work on my Firebird some and hopefully go take 10 grand worth of sick the mags money.
I like it, dude.
Yeah.
I like it. Well, that's a great way for us to end. We're at my limit of my bladder. Luckily, I did drop half of my beer on the ground. So I'm not like dancing in the chair, which is great.
No PP dance.
No, sir. No, sir. But dude, thank you for jumping on. I know you worked all day and after
Thanks for having me on. This is cool shit.
This was fun. This was so fun. And it was thanks for being cool for interviews at FL2K. Like I said, like it's one thing interviewing people and kind of sharing that story, but sharing the story of like my buddies is a way cooler story because
for sure.
It all comes through like your passion and your happiness and my passion and my happiness with everything that happened. Like it was just amazing. So thank you for always being a cool interview while I'm doing that. And if I get down for sick week, I will do the same. And I hope you take that 10 grand, dude. I hope you do.
I hope so too. We're going to give it a shot.
And congratulations on your runner up. However it came, I don't care. You rolled that car in the winner's circle. You got a picture. I got to tell people that you were my buddy.
Hell yeah.
And you took home $2,500 from Bradenton, and that's you did better than 7/8 of the people there. So
that says something for sure. I'll take
kick-ass stuff, dude. Kick-ass stuff.
Thank you so much, Adam.
Dude, can't wait. I'll see you there at sick week, and I'm going to throw you in the background real quick. I'll say goodbye before we leave, but want to say goodbye to all of our 18 dudes watching. One of them is your wife, probably. One of them is my wife, probably. So yeah, our dozen viewers that are out there, I'll say goodbye to them. But again, thank you, dude, and congrats on the 6-second total no shit streetcar stick shift.
Thank you.
The hard way, man.
The hard way for sure.
The hard way. Dude, how much fun is Chad Fegley? That dude is gangster. Like I said, I had a great time interviewing him at FL2K. Stick shift stuff, C6 stuff. We're rocking and rolling. It was a great show, and I knew it would be too. Chad is a great dude. That was so much fun. I always finish these with like, dude, we could go twice this much time because we like scratched the surface on a bunch of this stuff. But I'm proud of my buddies. Chad is the latest guy in the sixes with a stick car, and put an asterisk next to it because it is a street legal, no shit drag and drive car. He could drive it right now on a drag and drive. That's big time stuff. Someone made a post, I think, in Stick Shift Elite or something like that, and like where we're at in the world right now is a full interior stick shift street car, and the dude that owns it is the guy I had on my show tonight, Mr. Chad Fegley. Episode 85. We're coming to an end, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. A little bit late tonight, but that's Cool Drink 85. We are Done. I'll see you guys soon. Mod Nationals in a couple of weeks. If you're going to World Cup finals, enjoy it, y'all. See you guys.